So everyone has their own way of doing wigs. Obviously, you can cornrow your hair if that's what you want to do. I prefer not to do that with my hair, obviously. So I have a different method, again, much quicker. I just slick it back, make sure that it's in quite a tight bun at the back there, and then I fit my wig just to see where I'm going to put it, see how it's lining up with my hairline, and also just kind of to get an idea of how it looks. Now this is the Magic, this is called Root Perfect, this is a cheaper version of the Schwarzkopf version I believe, and I basically use the blonde one to offset the dark colour of my hair. Obviously you want to make sure that you're covered up with a towel because this is a semi-permanent colour spray and it will go everywhere. It's stronger than it looks. I mean, my hair is extremely dark and it doesn't do a terrible job of covering it up. Although it's very yellow, it actually will not look bad underneath the wig. It'll look really, really good. It just does enough to get rid of the darkness of my hair and to make it kind of fit more seamlessly underneath the wig. I make sure that I'm getting behind my ears as well, because you may think that you would only see the front hairline. That's not true. When the wig's on, you can definitely see behind your ears as well, so you want to make sure that you're getting that covered up. Make sure to cover your eyes, be careful with this, it is an aerosol. But then I would just kind of flatten it down after that with a brush or a comb, just to again get my edges out of the way before I start applying my glue, as I do here. I kind of do like spots all around and then I go in with a brush to flatten it down. I make sure that I'm getting all around the perimeter, and then I come in here with my brush as I mentioned and trying to avoid my edges, trying to keep them out of the way. Obviously though, you do want to make sure that you're getting it to where your hairline would naturally be if you want that natural look. You don't want your wig to be too far forward on your forehead, no matter the size of your forehead, otherwise it is going to look unnatural. The other thing is obviously that you want to put more than one layer on if you're going to be going for quite a night out where you're going to be sweating and things like that, or if you want to keep your wig on for a few days, which is something that I do. For example, if I put on a wig, I tend to keep it on for a minimum of 3 days, otherwise I just feel like it's a waste of my time. So I'm going around here and making sure that I go underneath my side wigs here, my sideburns. It depends whether or not you have that. I have quite a lot of baby hairs around the perimeter of my head, so I try to make sure that I'm going to be able to cover them but also still keep that look in the end. This is the glue that I'm using. It's Ghost Bond XL, which is a stronger version of the regular Ghost Bond. It's water-based, non-toxic, and extremely nice. It has a lovely hold. It's got a translucent look to it as well, and it does a great job of covering the seam between the lace and your actual skin. The wig that I'm using here, it's not a fantastically high quality wig. It is a human hair wig, but the lace is not HD Swiss lace or anything like that. It's just your pretty bog standard lace frontal. So the fact that I'm not wearing a wig cap, it really is the glue that's giving it a seamless look in the end, and it's because of that translucent look, and it kind of offsets the seam that you can usually see. So here I'm just lining it up to my hairline as I mentioned, making sure that I'm pulling the wig back to fit into the right places, to make sure that I'm making it really match my own natural hairline, so that when people see me with it, they don't see a huge difference. They don't think that I've got a wig, you know, further down my forehead or whatever. Most people just tend to think that I've dyed my hair when I wear a wig. So again, here you need to keep in mind that wigs tend to come in a standard size. I, for example, have a very small head. So the important thing is, although I have a smaller head than average, it doesn't mean that I can't wear regular size lace. It just means that I need to do some more cutting. So you can see here that it comes much further down the side of my head than it would on a normal person, for example. So you need to be prepared to cut that. So anything that is lace you can cut. You just can't cut into the actual wig cap itself that, you know, that's holding the wig together. Then what I do is I come in and I get my sideburns again, trying to keep it as natural as possible, and also just trying to cover up my natural sideburns that are there, that are just not going to be covered up by the edge of the wig or by the spray. So I'm just making sure that I cover it there on both sides. Again, it's not such a big problem for you to have darker parts of hair coming through here, in my opinion, because if you were to dye your hair blonde, these areas would be very hard to get blonde anyway, and those tend to keep your natural colour, you know, intact in those areas. Here we can see that the perimeter is quite obvious here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in again with my Ghost Bond glue, and I'm actually going to just cover it up with the brush. I'm going in here nice and close over the line of the lace, and then I'm bringing in my baby hairs. Again, you don't want to go too thick with this. You want to make sure that you are doing it thin enough but to match your own hair. So it really depends how much baby hair you naturally have. I don't overlay my baby hairs because I just don't think it looks right on me personally. My natural hair, I just have a lot of baby hairs. So I make sure that I have them there, but I don't lay them down too hard. I just make sure that, you know, that they're there and they're kind of wispy, but also going in the right direction. The other thing that you want to do is use a scarf to really tie your hair down. Hold it there for like 10 minutes or so to really let your glue dry, and then you're done. You're good to go. This is the final look here, so you can see I'll just do a quick spin for you. So it's a very natural curl pattern as well that I've created here with this one. So with it being human hair, obviously it can be restyled. Here's a few snapshots of me. And this is it a few days later as well with straight hair.